How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Pinterest being exposed for their anti-conservative, anti-pro-life, anti-Christianity leaning in the video by Project Veritas. And we also got to talk about how that video of the exposure was removed from YouTube by way of a third-party privacy claim. And before we even get into all that, I got to back up a little bit here to explain what's happening, what was in the video. Let's get to all the details, and then we'll get to the removal and what it actually means. First of all, Project Veritas is very well known for doing undercover investigations. They went to Planned Parenthood, and they had people on camera talking about selling body parts of aborted babies. They also went undercover and found the famous quote from Van Jones that Russia was a nothing burger. Okay, that was them. Now here they are again with a whistleblower from Pinterest, and we'll get to the whistleblower in a moment. The whistleblower was able to give documents, evidence of Pinterest blocking or altering search results of certain things that are related to conservatism, Christianity, the pro-life movement, and more. The biggest thing was from this group called Live Action. I think they have right around 4 million followers all over social media. Their website was actually blocked from Pinterest. And if you don't know what Pinterest is, it's basically like a virtual board that you can pin things on. You can post links and pictures, and people can comment under each thing. You were not able to post a quote unquote pin or a link from the website Live Action because it's pro-life. Okay, that the feature was totally not available. And the way they were able to achieve that was by putting them in a blacklist that mostly included porn websites. Now, I understand the porn websites being in the blacklist. You're not a porn website. You want to be family friendly. I get it. But Live Action, a pro-life website, that's family friendly. If I ever have seen a family friendly thing, you want to have kids come into the world to start families, but that's a different story. They were put into this porn blacklist. There were a few other websites in there. Zero Hedge, which is a news website that's kind of right leaning a little bit. They were in there. Organic health companies, homeopathic stuff. They were all in there as well, because they say that these websites, quote unquote, cause harm to the community. Okay. So that was how they were able to block Live Action and a few other websites. But that's not where it stopped. They didn't just say, okay, we're against, somewhat right-leaning, independent or smaller news websites, and also we're against the pro-life movement as it relates to Live Action. They're also against Christianity. They manipulated the search results as it relates to autocomplete. If you type in the word, normally you'll get what comes after the word logically. Like, let's say I'm searching for, Toyota. I'm going to get mostly the model numbers, Corolla, RAV4, 4Runner, or whatever that come after an autocomplete, or Toyota dealership, Toyota repair, things that will make sense to come after the word Toyota. And the word Toyota would be isolated by itself. It wouldn't be combined with another word to make one long word. And the reason why I break it down like that is because the way they altered their search results is that they would combine the word Christian with quote or something else to make one word, rather than having Christian be its own word in the autocomplete. So rather than having Christian church, Christian Bible, Christian story, Christian wedding, and things like that, in the autocomplete, it would just say Christian quote and then something else. It almost kind of be gibberish. It did the same thing with the word Bible. If you're looking for Bible scripture, like that wouldn't be in the autocomplete. You would have the word Bible and another word, probably quote, combined together. So you couldn't just search for the word Bible and have the autocomplete fill it out, because they were essentially blocked or their results were tampered in the autocomplete. We see what they're all about over at Pinterest. They're against the pro-life movement and they're against Christianity. Now, back to the whistleblower. He was the guy speaking in the Project Veritas video, and he had documentation to prove his claims. He had this text list that had some code, and it also had the websites that I mentioned that were blocked. Some of the porno websites were also the Live Action website, Zero Hedge, And he was able to show to what severity they were blocked. Was it just something that was harmless, not really a nuisance, all the way up to things that are just totally illegal that you can't have on the internet at all? Okay. Now, Live Action and some of the other sites were kind of right in the middle. Not quite illegal, but not quite harmless either. So he was able to prove that through documentation. He also had some email from some people that are in the company, and that's where the problems start. The email that was posted in the video had at least two people's face and their name. I know there was one email that had a person's face and name. It might have been a Slack thread that had another person's face and name on the screen so you could see it. Now, I'm not going to repeat their names or post their faces here because I don't want them to try to silence my video because that's how they got them. The third-party privacy complaint most likely came by way of those people that were mentioned in the video who were not participants in the exposure video voluntarily. Okay, that's how they got the video off of YouTube. Now, I'll place a screenshot on the screen before you from Project Veritas. This is their own email that they posted, so I'm not doxing anybody. This is what they posted on Twitter. It's public. You can see it right now. Matter of fact, I'll post a link to it in the box below if you want to see it. In the email, it says there was a privacy complaint at this particular mark in the video. If you take that part out, you may have your video restored. Okay, so that was a strategy, in my humble opinion, that Pinterest used to get Project Veritas's video silenced. Okay, it did the same thing on Twitter. There was another privacy complaint that had the official Project Veritas account on Twitter blocked, I think, for 12 hours. Okay, so that's how they were able to get the video off of the platform. YouTube didn't just go take it down because of what it was saying. It was because it was a third-party complaint. Now, the tool that they use is meant for a good thing. It's to stop doxing, because you don't want anybody to get doxed. Like, let's say it's me and then somebody makes a video. They post on my email that you don't know, my home phone number, my address and stuff like that. That doesn't make sense because it's privacy. You got to get that out of there. However, in this case, it's clearly being abused. And that's a problem right there on YouTube, that these functionalities, the flagging system, the privacy or whatever, the hate speech, these things are abused because there's no real clear definition of what these things are. Now, in the case of the privacy complaint, I may be able to understand that based upon the existing rules. However, if the privacy thing is fixed and the video is not allowed back on the platform, then you know what's going on. All right. I wouldn't just say YouTube was totally wrong here, because Project Veritas, their channel has not been removed from the platform of YouTube, and you still got plenty of exposure videos that are on there right now. You know, the Planned Parenthood one, YouTube itself got exposed, and that's still up. So I tend to look more to Pinterest trying to protect their own interests. Now, the whistleblower actually got fired. I don't know how they found this man, because in the Project Veritas video, his face was covered and his voice was disguised. I don't know how they got him. It might have been because of his hairstyle. Like, in one part of the video, although it was blacked out, you still see his silhouette. Maybe they were able to determine who that was based upon a silhouette. Maybe they found his digital footprint in the files, accessing them to give to Project Veritas. I don't really know, but they fired him and he went public. Now he was on Tucker Carlson talking about it. And he said the reason why he went forward is because these big tech companies are really engaging in censorship big time, and it's un-American. So hats off to him for doing that. You got some big ones on your boss, because a lot of folks wouldn't have done that. You lost your job as an engineer in San Francisco. You know, sometimes jobs can be kind of hard to come by, and a lot of these companies operate as a hive mind. They do things all at once. So once you get fired from that place and you kind of put on a black list, it can be hard for you to go out there and get employment again. So you took a big risk, and I think it paid off. So we know where Pinterest stands. Now, to close it on up, some would say, well, they're a private company. They can do what they want. Maybe so, but let's just have your stance be public. Don't act like you are not a pro-choice or anti-pro-life company. Just say what it is, so we all know what's going on. Just be honest, because what they're trying to do it is, you know, they're trying to cover up They're trying to get videos deleted. They're trying to fire the guy and have him be quiet. You know, they're engaging all these tactics to not really face what's happening in their company. If you're pro-life and that's your stance, then that's what it is. If you're pro-choice and that's your stance, and that's what it is. But don't be trying to hide and do passive aggressive types of things. And I gotta say one more thing here. Pinterest is trying to do damage control right now because they know this is negative PR. They lost 20% of their stock in May. They don't want the stock to tumble anymore. They're trying to save money. I get it. However, the more they try to stop the bleeding by doing all these things, firing the guy, taking videos down, the stronger we become, because I'll make a video about it. You're going to have X, Y, and Z person on YouTube make a video about it. You're going to have the message get spread more than what it was just on one channel, which is Project Veritas. And it's going to come back to Project Veritas after they fix the whole privacy kerfuffle. That's what I think, and I think that I'm correct. But what say you? Do you think that Pinterest was correct to remove the person from their office, to fire the guy, and also to take the videos down from YouTube? If that's your viewpoint, let me know mine in the comments below. Also, do you think they're correct to have their stance about being anti-pro-life? Do you think that I'm right here about Pinterest needing to be public with what they think and how their company's platform is? You know, don't be trying to do stuff behind closed doors and hiding. Just be out there in public so we all know what's going on. And if you want to censor conservatives, if you want to censor those that have a pro-life lean, then let it be known from the beginning. And then if you suffer any kind of, boycott, any loss in your service, any kind of further drop in your stock, then that's what it is. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.